ever wondered what happens behind the scene when you ask a chatbot a question or use an AI tool? Ever thought, how does it know what I'm asking, or why did it give me that random response? Well, here's the thing. AI models, just like humans, make mistakes. Sometimes the big ones. Maybe your virtual assistant gives the wrong information, or your recommendation engine suggests products you will never buy. That's where LangSmith comes in. LangSmith is a game changer for developers, helping you debug, trace, and optimize your AI model like a pro. Imagine being able to track exactly where your model went off the track or fix a misbehaving chatbot instantly. It's like having a backstage pass to your AI model performance, giving you full control. Whether you are building a chatbot, recommendation system, or any other AI-driven tool, LangSmith helps you make sure everything is running smoothly. But before we deep dive into the magic of LangSmith, we will go back to the basics, because to understand how LangSmith can help, we need to know the tools it works with. We'll start by having a brief idea about LLMs, LangChain and LangGraph, the building blocks of modern AI development. Once you understand them, LangSmith will make the perfect sense. Trust me. By the end of this video, you will not only know how to use LangSmith, but you will also be equipped to tackle any AI challenge that comes your way. Now let's look at the agenda of our today's video. We'll start by exploring what LangSmith is and why it is essential for LLM development, focusing on its key features, tracing, debugging, and observability. We will also cover debugging prompt chains, identify hallucination, and understand real-time metrics like token usage and latency. Next, we will learn advanced tools in LangSmith, including session management, metadata, tagging, and how to filter or group traces for performance insight. I will also share best practices for LLM development, including collaborative debugging and keeping your projects clean and scalable. Meanwhile, I will also guide you through setting your LangSmith account, managing API keys and permissions, and installing the necessary dependencies like LangChain and OpenAI. I will also show you how to connect LangSmith to LangChain, run a trace chain, and visualize the result in your LangSmith UI. Finally, we will wrap up our today's video with tips for mastering LangSmith. Also, just a quick information, if you want to dive deeper into LangSmith and gain more knowledge about generative AI, I highly recommend you checking out Professional Certificate Program in Generative AI, Machine Learning, and Intelligent Automation by Simplilearn. That will transform your career and get ahead in the AI and automation space. Simplilearn has partnered with IHFC TIH of IIT Delhi to offer this professional certification program. This program is perfect for anyone eager to develop cutting-edge skills in AI and automation and land a top job in industries that are rapidly adopting these technologies. This program also offers a prestigious certificate from IHFC, the Technology Innovation Hub of IIT Delhi, powered by Simplilearn, along with a 2-day campus immersion of IIT Delhi and exclusive IHFC Executive Club status. You will also earn Microsoft course completion badges, work with 20+ AI tools, and 12+ real projects to build a strong portfolio, and attend masterclasses from industry experts covering topics like intelligent automation and agentic AI. This 11-month program is designed to equip you with the most relevant, in-demand skills that every industry needs today. Plus, you will have hands-on learning and get the chance to work with top AI tools like Python, TensorFlow, OpenAI, LangChain, and much more. So if you're ready to take your career to the next level, apply now and start learning from the best in the AI field. Do check out the link in the description box and in the pinned comments for more details. So before we begin, there's a quick quiz question for you. And the question is, what is the primary function of LangSmith in the context of LLM development? And your options are: option A, to train large language models; option B, to visualize the structure of LLMs; option C, to trace, debug, and optimize LLM workflows; or the option D, to generate training data for LLMs? Let me know your answers in the comment section below and let's see who will give the right answer first. So, are you ready to level up your AI game? If yes, let's jump in. So, to understand LangSmith, let's first understand LLM. So, LLM stands for Large Language Model. An LLM is a powerful AI model trained on vast amount of text data to understand and generate human-like responses. These models can do everything from answering questions to creating codes. But sometimes things go wrong. You might see something called as hallucination, where the model generates text that isn't true. Let me explain you with a demo. Here we will use ChatGPT and see I gave a prompt to ChatGPT and it gave the hallucinated output in return. Let me show you with an example. So here you can see I have given an article on PMP certification process to ChatGPT. Then I have also given an article on ITL certification guide. You can see here I have given another article which is ITL guide to ChatGPT. Then I have given a prompt to ChatGPT saying give me the agenda for ITL certification. And then you can see the output it has generated. It has given me the agenda but for PMP certification. This is how ChatGPT, one of the most widely used pre-trained models, have hallucinated and gave the wrong output. I'm sure it might happen with you also sometimes. You must have seen this kind of issue with ChatGPT or any other models in your daily life. That's where LangSmith comes in. It helps us trace, debug these issues, allowing us to see exactly what went wrong in the real time. Now let's have a brief idea about what is LangChain. LangChain is a framework that helps developers build powerful apps using language models like GPT. It connects language models to other tools like databases or APIs to create more useful responses. It also helps manage complex workflows and prompts, making it easier to build apps where the model interacts with multiple steps or systems. In short, LangChain enhances language models by integrating them with external tools for smarter, more dynamic applications. LangChain enhances language models by integrating them with the external tools for more applications. And then there is LangGraph. LangGraph is a tool that allows developers to visually design and manage complex workflows involving language models. It enables the creation of interactive multi-step processes by connecting different AI tasks in the graph-like structure. LangGraph makes it easier to manage the flow of data and logic, helping you build more efficient and organized AI application. It is like a map for your workflow. It visualizes how the different tasks in the LangChain connect with each other, help you see the flow of data and spot any issues. Now we will see the diagram that compares the execution flow of LangChain and LangGraph, highlighting how tasks and data are handled differently in each of them. So first of all, let's see LangChain execution flow. The flow starts with an input. Then the input flows into the chain, which is the sequence of actions or tasks that happen in a linear order. Then the chain processes the input and produces the output with a single path for data. Then we have LangGraph execution flow. Similar to LangChain, the process begins with an input. Here in the next step, the input flows to the network of nodes. Each node represents a task or operation, and the data can branch into multiple paths. Node 1, the first task. Node 2, the second task, which connects to the node 3, as you can see in the diagram. Further, that task processes data in parallel. Then the nodes eventually produce an output after completing their task, showing that the flow in LangGraph is more branching and flexible. So in a nutshell, LangChain has a linear flow, meaning the tasks happen one after another in a chain, whereas LangGraph has a branch flow, allowing tasks to run in parallel or interact with multiple paths, offering more flexibility and complexity in handling data and operations. This visual shows that LangGraph is useful when you need a more complex workflow, whereas LangChain is better for simpler and sequential tasks. Now that we are familiar with the basic concepts, let's dive into today's main topic, that is LangSmith. And we'll see how it can help you with your LLM projects. So LangSmith is a powerful tool designed to help developers debug, trace, and optimize language models. It offers deep insights into the execution flow of AI models, enabling developers to track how data moves through the model, spot issues like hallucination, and improve performance. Now let's talk about how LangSmith fits in your LLM development workflow. Once you create your LLM tool like OpenAI or LangChain, LangSmith comes in to help you monitor and debug your model. So you can track errors, performance, and even metrics like token usage and latency. Yes, these two words might be new for you, so let me explain it to you. So token usage refers to the number of tokens, means piece of text, that an AI model processes when generating a response. A token can be a word, a part of word, or punctuation. For example, hello world. It indicates 2 or 3 tokens depending upon the tokenizer. Now latency. It means the time it takes for the model to generate response after receiving a request. So the time between the request and the response is called latency. In simple words, token usage means how much text the AI processes, whereas latency means how fast the AI responds. Now let's take a quick look at 3 main features of LangSmith, that is tracing, debugging, and observability. These features help you clearly understand how your AI or LLM application is working internally and make it easier to manage and improve your system. So first feature is tracing. Tracing means tracking the complete journey of a user prompt inside your AI system. When a user sends a question, it usually passes through multiple steps before the model generates the answer. Let's understand this with an example. If a user asks, "What is machine learning?" the system may process it like this. The user question first goes into a prompt template, then the system may retrieve the information from documents or a vector database. And finally, the LLM generates the response. With LangSmith tracing, you can see every step clearly. You can check what input the user gave, what prompt was sent to the model, what documents were retrieved, and what final response the model produced. This helps you understand the entire workflow of your AI pipeline. Now the second feature, that is debugging. Debugging helps you identify problems when the model gives you incorrect or unexpected responses. Sometimes your AI application may not behave as expected. For example, a user may ask the system to summarize an article for you, return an unrelated answer, as we have seen in our previous example. With LangSmith debugging, you can inspect each step of the process to find the exact issue. You might discover that the prompt instruction was incorrect, the wrong documents were retrieved, or the model misunderstood the request. LangSmith allows you to quickly identify where the problem occurred and you can fix it efficiently. Now the third feature, which is observability. Observability means monitoring how your AI system performs in real time. When you deploy your AI application for real users, it is important to track performance metrics. LangSmith helps you monitor things like token usage, response time, and errors that may occur in your system. For example, if your AI chatbot suddenly becomes slow, LangSmith can help you identify which step in the pipeline is causing the delay. This allows developers to make quick improvements and keep the system running smoothly. In simple terms, LangSmith gives you full visibility and control over your LLM applications. It helps you track your request, move through the system, debug issues quickly, and monitor performance in real time. Because of these features, developers can build more reliable, efficient, and production-ready AI systems. So guys, before we move forward, I just want to show you a basic demo about the working of LangSmith and LangChain. So first of all, we will look at the demo for LangChain, and then we will see how we can connect LangChain with LangSmith using API keys. So follow along. So here you can see on screen, first of all, we will go to our default web browser. Here we will type LangChain. Here we will go on to the official website of LangChain. So this is the interface for LangChain website. Here you will find products where you will find observability, evaluation, deployment, agent builders, LangChain, LangGraph, and so many other frameworks. Here you will find the documentation. So first of all, here in product, as we are learning LangChain first, so click on LangChain, and here you will find docs. Go on to the docs. So this is the documentation. Here you will find everything about LangChain and LangSmith both. So observability, evaluation, prompt engineering, deployment. We even have LangSmith agent builders, open source agent frameworks, and everything. So take out some time and make a habit to read all these documentations, because these documentation will help you how we can work with LangChain, LangSmith, and LangGraph. So take out some time and do visit all these web pages. It will help you understand everything in very brief. Now here on the top left side, you will find the home icon. There you will find LangSmith, Agent Builder, Open Source, and so many other tabs. So go on Open Source. Then this page will appear where you will find everything: LangChain, LangGraph, integrations, references, and many other things. Now here you can find integrations. So click on this integration. So you must be thinking about what this integration means. So this integration will help us where we can use our LLM models to connect with LangChain and make our own model and trace it, debug it, see how many runs it is taking. So using integration, we can do that. So here left hand side, you will see all the popular providers like OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, AWS, Hugging Face, Microsoft, Grok, and many other chat models. So these all models are being supported by the LangChain. So here I am using OpenAI model. Click on this OpenAI on left hand side and click on this chat OpenAI integration model. This is why documentation is very important. Here you will find everything from scratch, how we can start, what all code is required, what are all the steps we need to follow. So when you will go down, you will see the first steps to install, and then all the other steps. So that is why reading all the documentation is important, because it will be beneficial for you only. You must be thinking why we are using API keys in this. So let me explain you with an example. Let's suppose here we search. Let me search this. How many parameters being supported by ChatGPT? See, it supports somewhere around 175 billion parameters. So practically it is not at all possible that we can load the entire ChatGPT model into our system. That is why to use this model, we will use the API for this model. And we will load the API into our system rather than loading the entire ChatGPT model. That is why we are using API keys here. Another thing, API keys will help us connect both LangChain and LangGraph. Now you can see there are many models, many models. So let's suppose we are using, because one of the most trending models nowadays is a Grok model. So rather than using OpenAI, let's use a Grok model. You can use any of the models. We can either use OpenAI, Google, AWS, but because it is more accurate and give more accurate answer and currently trending, so I'm using Grok for my example. So now let's go on a Grok website. Type GROQ Grok. Go on this. Click here, start building. Here you need to continue with your Google account, create your account. So once you are logged into Grok, here you will see the interface for Grok website. Here on top right, you will see API keys. You need to click on here and you need to create your API key that you will use in your coding. So click on this create API key button. Here you need to give any name. Let's suppose I am giving any name, LLM model, and submit. Here you will get this key which you need to copy paste. I mean, it will give you only one time access. So don't forget to copy this and paste it in any of your notepad file, wordpad file, any file. Here I am copy pasting my API key. You also need to copy paste because it will not pop up again. Now you can see playground here. Click on this playground part. Now here you will find a model, OpenAI GPT model, and here you will find a drop down. Click on this drop down. These many models are being supported by this website, so we can choose any of the models. So I am using a Llama model here. You can choose any model, Llama like 3.370B versatile, and it is a free model. Llama models are the free models. You need to copy this model also. First we copied the API key, now we will copy the model name. Go here and store your model name also. Now we have extracted both API key as well as our model name that we will use further. Now we need a platform where we can write our code. So we can use any of these three platforms, either Google Colab or VS Code or even Jupyter Notebook. And for my example, I'm using Google Colab. You can use any according to your own preference. So I'm typing here Google Colab, visiting its official website. Here our interface will open. Here you need to click on new notebook just to start writing our code. Here the notebook has appeared. So you can start writing your code here. Visit your LangChain document page, and here you will find the first line of code where we need to install our LangChain grok model. So using this line of code, we will install. So copy this from here, go back to your file and write this code up. Remark here. Then run this particular cell. So our LangChain grok model is being already installed here. Now our next step would be to import the package. So go back to your documents, and here you will find this line of code. From LangChain grok import chat grok. So copy this particular line of code and then run. So it is successful. So you must be thinking about why we are using chat grok model. So this is useful so that we can access our LLM model using any API key. That is why we are using chat grok model. It is a free model to access any LLM model. Now go back to your documentations and copy paste this entire code. Then come back, code, Control V. Here we do not need these parameters, reasoning format, timeout, max retrieves and everything. We just need model, temperature and max tokens. So let me explain this to you one by one. So model, here we will use the model name which we copy pasted, right? You remember? Then we will use temperature. So temperature means how we can control our model, that how much output we need. Let's suppose I'm asking who is Virat Kohli. One person is giving Virat Kohli is a great batsman and it is one of the pride of our India, our country India. And other one is responding like this, Virat Kohli is a great batsman. So using temperature, we will control the model output. That is why temperature is needed. And max tokens means how many characters it will generate as an output. None means unlimited characters, and you can even control these characters by giving the specific numbers like 50, 60, 70, 80. So output will come according to that number. For now, I have kept just none. Here one more thing is missing. Can you guess what is missing in this? Yes, our API key, which we copied, right? So we will write our API key here, _key. And here we will give our API key which we copied. So take it from here and copy it here. Now our API key is also copied. Now we will copy our model. Our model is also copied, and then the temperature and max tokens, I'm keeping it as none as of now. Now we will print the output. We will invoke the LLM. So we will write it like this. LLM.invoke. Let's suppose I have asked who are the top 5 cricketers in India. Now let's run this code. See, you can see the output. The output is being generated. See here, AI message content is equals to, here are the top 5 cricketers in India, Virat Kohli. Then we have Rohit Sharma. See here, Rohit Sharma. And because the output has came very long, because we have given max token as none. Jasprit Bumrah. But you can see the output is not in the way we want it. Like what is this content, AI message? So we can clean this output. So we'll write .content here, .content, to just scratch out or just to take out the content from this output, the relevant content. And we will print this. So it will come in a very readable format. And you can see the difference when I'll run this code. Friends, it is clearly visible and readable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The answers came point-wise and in a very easy to read format. So this is how you can extract the relevant content. Is there any other way we can sort out our output apart from using this dot content method? Yes, there is something called standard output parser. So we will use standard output parser where we will pass whatever the output is being generated by our LLM model to that parser, and then the parser will give us the correct or the wanted output. So let's do this. So for this we need to install another package which is LangChain core. So go here, type pip install lang. The requirements are satisfied. Now we will import this LangChain core. Import LangChain core. It's imported now. In this LangChain core package, we will find our output parsers. To see this, let's write dir of LangChain. So here go again and type dir of LangChain and run this. Can you spot output parsers? Yes. So this package involves output parser. So now we can begin cleaning our output. Beforehand, we have seen an output where ChatGPT hallucinated, right? So here we can clean the output and generate the output as we want it. That is why we are using std out parsers. Here we will write from. So this is how we will import our str output parser. From chain core import. Then we will copy paste this above 3 lines. This copy from here to till here. This LLM model part where we are sharing our output to LLM. Now we will pass the output generated by our LLM model to parser. And for this we will write this equals to str output parser. Then we will chain these both. Chain means chaining both LLM and the output generated by parser. So we will write chain is equals to LLM and this pipe symbol. Then we will store the output in response is equals to chain invoke. And here we will ask the question. Let's suppose, tell me a story. Let's see how clean output this model will give us. Then we will print our response using this print response code. Just click on this run command. And here you will see a story has been generated where it has given the clean output. As you can see, it is easily readable on the screen. And here we didn't use dot content command, but we used standard output parsers to clean our model output. And just because we have used none as our max token, the story has came to the full length. But let's suppose I gave here max tokens as 5. So you can easily spot the difference. Just 5 characters came, approximately 5 characters. So this is how you can manage how much amount of output you need from your LLM models. So as of now, I am keeping it to none, and we will again rerun this, and we got the output as expected. So this is how we can use LangChain. Now we will connect LangChain with LangSmith. LangSmith will be helpful for us to check how many times our output failed, how many times it got run, how many tokens it generated. That is why we need LangSmith. So now we will go to the LangSmith official website. Here you need to go to the official website like this, LangSmith, and you need to log in with your email ID. I have already logged in. That is why the interface will look like this, but you need to log in first. Here you will find all the applications regarding LangSmith, your home page, your tracing, where you will trace all your projects, monitoring, databases, if in case you take data from any of the database, then prompts, playground, studios, deployments, and so on. And here in settings, you found settings option in the left side corner. In settings, you will find the API keys. Here we need API key so that we can easily connect our LangChain with LangSmith. So we can trace the output being generated by LangChain. This is how all the things are interconnected. LangChain is interconnected with LangSmith, and LangSmith is connected with LangGraph, and so on. So that is why you need to have a small or a brief knowledge about all these to easily understand our concept, that is LangSmith. So here you will need to create an API key. So for this you need to go to API key. Let me give the description as project. Then you need to select the key type as personal access token, and then you can select your default workspace. So workspace 1, and then you can create your API key using this, and you need to copy this API key and paste your API key in the notepad, because you will never get the chance again to access this API key. Don't forget to copy it. Now here, go back to your code and write LangChain API or key is equals to, and you need to copy paste that key which we copied here. Then you need to give LangChain underscore project is equals to your project name. Then you need to run this. Then write import OS. This particular command will connect our LangSmith to LangChain application. OS environment, LangChain API key is equals to LangChain API key, and LangChain project is equals to LangChain project. Then we will import the tracing part. Environment, LangChain tracing v2 is equals to true. Make sure you write this in this particular format only, and mentioning true here is very, very important. Then we will copy paste our above code. The complete code we will copy paste, and we will pass it to our LangSmith. Then we will run this code. See, the output came as we expected. And when we come back to our LangSmith website, we can see here the name has been created. The project name has been created by the name of project. And here you can see the trace count, the error rate, latency, total tokens, and much more. So this is how what we create in LangChain is easily traceable and being detailed explained, like how many runs, how many errors, how many latency, and what not we have covered. We can easily check in our LangSmith account. And this is how we can connect the LangChain application with LangSmith application. If you have got the basics, it's time to dive into some of the advanced tools LangSmith has to offer. These tools will help you take your LLM workflow to the next level, making it easier to manage, organize, and optimize your models. Let's start with session management and logging. Two powerful features that keep everything organized and trackable. Session management is essential when working on larger projects. It allows you to keep track of all your model sessions so you can easily review past sessions, analyze trends, and compare performance over time. LangSmith automatically logs every session, meaning you have full history of interactions, outputs, and metrics to refer back to. This is perfect for understanding how your model's performance evolves. Whether you are troubleshooting an issue or just reviewing your performance, the ability to track session, it helps you see exactly what happened and when, so you can pinpoint any problem quickly. Now let's talk about metadata and tagging, two more tools that will help you stay organized as your project grows. When you're working with a lot of data and traces, it can get a little chaotic. That's where metadata comes in. With metadata, you can add additional information to your traces like labels, dates, and custom tags to help you filter and categorize your data. This makes it much easier to find specific traces when you need them. You can also tag your traces with keywords that are relevant to your projects. For example, you might tag traces by model type, prompt version, or error type. This lets you quickly search through your traces and focus on the ones that matters. Now, one of my favorite features, that is filtering and grouping. As your project grows, you will have a lot of data to analyze. LangSmith make it easy to filter traces based on different criteria like error type, model performance, or specific time periods. You can group traces together to get a clear overview of how your models are performing in different scenarios, like comparing prompt chains or evaluating different model versions. These features allow you to gain performance insights quickly. Instead of shifting through endless logs, you can focus on the data that's most important, saving your effort and your time. With session management, metadata, tagging, and filtering, LangSmith gives you the tools to stay organized, monitor performance, and fine-tune your LLMs for better results. These features are especially useful as your project grows and becomes more complex. So this is not the end. LangSmith has many more features to explore, so make sure you practice and experiment with different tools to truly understand its full potential. Now that you're getting comfortable with LangSmith, let's dive into some best practices for LLM app development with LangSmith. These tips will help you not only get the most out of LangSmith, but also ensure your projects stay clean, scalable, and efficient as they grow. One of the coolest things about LangSmith is how it supports collaborative debugging. If you are working with a team, debugging doesn't have to be a solo task. LangSmith lets multiple team members view and edit the same project in real time, making it easy to identify issues together, fix bugs faster, and learn from each other. Everyone can track changes, see who made them, and contribute their insights directly in the platform. This is perfect for the teams working on large-scale LLM applications, especially when you need to handle different tasks like prompt optimization, error handling, or testing new features. Real-time collaboration ensures your team stay aligned and can solve problems quickly. Next, keeping your projects clean and scalable. As your LLM app grows, organization becomes key to ensure everything runs smoothly. LangSmith helps you with allowing you to tag and organize traces, use metadata for additional context, and filter or grouping your data. But beyond that, it is important to establish a clear workflow for your project from the beginning. Make sure your code is well structured and always documented your processes. This way, when you need to go back and make updates or hands off the project to another team, everything will be easy to navigate. By keeping things clean and organized, you will make it easier to scale your application later. You will also be ready to add more functionality, handle larger data sets, and integrate new tools, all without slowing down. So remember, collaborative debugging and clean scalable project management are your keys to success with LangSmith. By following these practices, you can ensure that your LLM app stay organized, optimized, and manageable no matter how big they get. Congratulations, you have made it to the end of our LangSmith tutorial. Before we wrap up, let's go over some final tips and tricks to help you master LangSmith and make the most of its features. Tip 1. Explore all the features. LangSmith has so many tools to offer, like session management, metadata, tagging, and real-time metrics. The more you use them, the more efficient and powerful your LLM workflow will be. Tip 2. Stay organized. Whether it's using text or your traces or grouping your sessions, keeping your project neat and structured will save your tons of time in the long run. Tip 3. Collaborate. Don't forget about LangSmith's collaborative features. If you are working with a team, real-time debugging and trace sharing will make problem-solving a breeze. 4. Monitor performance regularly. Use LangSmith matrices to track token usage, latency, and error rates. Regular monitoring helps you optimize prompts, reduce cost, and improve the overall performance of your LLM applications. So these were some useful tips you should practice while working with LangSmith to make sure your AI workflows are more efficient. Now that you are armed with these game-changing LangSmith tips, it's time to unlock your AI full potential. From tracing every step of your model journey to debugging like a pro, you will be building flawless high-performance AI systems in no time. So dive in, get hands-on, and transform the way you create AI. The future of smart application is in your hands. With LangSmith, you will have the tools to optimize, debug, and fine-tune your models to perfection. Don't just build AI. Master it and watch your projects thrive like never before. So this is the end of our today's video. If you have any doubt or any question, ask them in the comment section below, and our team of experts will reply to you as soon as possible. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, thank you and keep learning with Simplilearn.